Hey everyone, how are you guys today? This is Faye from Moonlit Ocean Waves. Today's video, we will look into what the rest of 2020 has in store for you in terms of your career as well as business. So I have 4 piles here. This is pile number 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can look at the piles and see which one attracts your attention and choose that one. Or you can use the crystals here as guidance to pick which one that you like. And this is black obsidian, amethyst, rose quartz, as well as aventurine. Okay, so I'll give you some time to pick your pile. Then after that, we will continue with pile number 1's reading. Okay, so for pile number 1, this is your reading. Ooh, 9 of Pentacles here, 2 of Swords, and then we have quite a number of oracle cards, but we will look into these later on after we go through your tarot cards. Now here's the thing. When I see this, because this is a general reading, some of you might have already experienced this, is experiencing it, or will experience this. Okay, so what I see here is that there is abundance that has already come your way, is coming your way, or will come your way. But how you get this abundance is through following your intuition. Now, for some of you, you might be thinking of starting a business, or you might be thinking of doing something different, something new, but you're not sure. You have a very strong feeling that you want to do it. But again, like I said, there is no guarantee, especially during this uncertain times with COVID. You feel a bit of like resistance or a bit doubtful when you think about it logically. But intuitively, you're feeling, there's a strong feeling that this is something that you want to start. Now, for some of you who are in this situation, maybe you have already started this something new, this business, and you're starting to see returns. Or you might not see returns yet and you're thinking of giving up. For those of you who have not seen returns yet, look into your intuition. If your intuition is saying keep going, then keep going. Abundance is around the corner. For some of you who have already started and you're starting to see money coming in, however, you are doubting that this is something that can be done, or maybe you're doubting that this money or this income will continue to roll in. Again, listen to your intuition. If it is saying keep on going, then keep on going. Be sure that when you feel some negativity or you feel anxiousness about this business, about this new thing, that it's not coming from a place of fear and logic, and it comes from a place of intuition. When you need to start, when you need to stop doing this thing, and when it stops being profitable, please listen to your intuition instead of your fear. Now, for some of you, like I said, you've already listened to your intuition or what have you, and things are going well. Again, you might feel that you need to diversify in order to be more secure. This theme, those of you who picked pile number 1, it's all about your intuition. If you feel intuitively that it's good to diversify, go ahead. However, I do feel for a lot of you, you are being told to just focus on this one thing. And that the one to diversify is something that your fear is telling you to do, that your insecurities are telling you to do. It is telling you it's smarter to diversify so that it's still safe. But the thing is with having plan Bs is that your focus is divided. So when your focus is divided, you can't concentrate on generating income from your main thing. And that is what leads to you to needing the plan B. When in actual fact, if you had focused on this one thing and this one thing only, you would have gotten those monetary ROI, return on investment, in a bigger scale. Okay, so let's take a look into your oracle cards, and these oracle cards are kind of like advice cards for you, and these cards are saying follow your bliss, my soul sings with joy, making a difference, my inner light shines far and wide, letting go, I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life, and stepping into stillness. My power is born in the majesty of silence. And this really correlates with the messages that I'm getting. Stepping into silence talks about being still and not letting the fear get in the way. Being still in order to be able to listen to your intuition as it is and not being overpowered by your fear or your insecurities. Letting go. For some of you guys, you need to let go of this thinking that, okay, during COVID, it's impossible to make money, or during COVID, it's impossible for this to be sustained, or during COVID, it's impossible to focus on one thing, it's safer to diversify. These are the things that you need to let go. Well, making a difference, my inner light shines far and wide. This is something that you want to take on. For those of you who haven't done it yet or thinking of doing it, you want to take on because this is something that is coming from passion. Okay, you feel that the world needs this right now. People need this right now, and you can provide and you can get financial return on basically return on investment. You put in the work and put in the energy in doing this, and you get a return on your investments in terms of time, energy, and focus. So if you feel that this is something that utilizes your power, utilizes your talents, and it's something that provides value to the world, you are making a difference. You're shining your inner light to others far and wide. You're touching people in a meaningful way. For those of you who are already doing this, you are doing that right now. You're shining your light far and wide through doing this thing that you're doing, that you're following your intuition to do it, which is the reason why good things are coming to you or already coming towards you. Okay, so following your bliss, again, follow your heart. This is something that is really, really heavy on intuition. This is something you're called to do. This is something you know is needed. And, if you haven't gone through with it yet, go through with it. If you have already followed through with your intuition and you're getting returns on it, you know that you're on the right track. Keep following your bliss. Don't let logic get in the way to diversify and what have you. Oh, I need to do some things that I don't like because it's practical. Like providing certain services or products that I don't really feel passionate about, I don't really believe in, but I think it's practical. Please don't do that. Follow your bliss. So this is your reading for those who picked pile number 1. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys. For those of you who picked pile number 2, this is your reading. So let's go through your tarot cards first. The first card is the High Priestess. Then we have the King of Swords. Forgive the background noise. I live in a village. These noises are very common here. So continuing with the reading, the next card is Six of Swords. Next card is Nine of Wands. And the final card for your tarot is the Page of Wands. We have 4 oracle cards here, which acts as your advice cards. And we'll take a look at that later after we finish going through your tarot cards. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is leaning towards business as well as career. Now, these readings are for business and career, but in some of the piles, I do see it gearing more towards business or more towards career. In this particular pile, I see that it's balanced. There are messages for those who are working in their careers, and there are messages for those who are doing business. Okay, so first of all, let's go into those who are in career first. What I'm seeing here is that your passion in your career is kind of like hit a roadblock, okay? I'm not sure why this is, but Wands talks about passion, it talks about confidence, and there is a blockage here for some reason. What I'm getting here with the King of Swords is that King of Swords is someone who's very masterful when it comes to words. And I'm getting the feeling here that you are talking yourself into having these doubts. The thing is, why I'm saying this is because if you look at this card, the Nine of Wands has been arranged in such a way that it forms a barrier. It's kind of like a barrier for this individual to move forward, but it's not a big barrier. It's something that you can easily step across, but she is being steadfastly stubborn in not wanting to move forward. She's not wanting to walk over this barrier, step over this barrier. So I'm getting the feeling here that to the rest of 2020, there is this sense that you might be feeling stuck in your career. There is a desire to start something new, although it's kind of like you yourself and people around you, if you were to state this desire, they would probably tell you that, have you taken a leave of your senses? You are so lucky in retaining your job right now that going to something new, trying something new, going into a different industry is like foolhardy. It's like suicide. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I see the Six of Wands here. The Six of Wands typically talks about leaving people, places, and things that no longer serve you. But in this particular spread, it almost looks like your senses have taken a leave. You know, your senses have left you, and you're thinking irrationally. Why would you sacrifice security for the sake of personal satisfaction? It doesn't make any sense during this time of uncertainty. This is what you're telling yourself, and this is probably what other people are saying to you too. Now, this part of you that is telling you you've taken the leave of your senses is this logical part of you. But it's kind of like there's a fire inside of you that it is wanting to go out. This is what I see with the Page of Wands. There is this desire for renewal. For some of you, you might have, throughout this past few months with COVID, it's almost like you've woken up to the fact that life is short. That, you know, this question that, what if I die tomorrow? I die unhappy. This is kind of like something that's coming true here. I want to be alive. I want to feel alive again. Yes, I'm secured financially with this job until I don't know when they could possibly let me go anyways. I might as well live a life that is fulfilling to me. Okay, my passion for this something that's already been developed is waning. I don't want to do this anymore, because the thing that keeps coming true is that, what if I die tomorrow? What if I die tonight? I die unhappy and I didn't impact the world. I didn't make any changes in anyone's life. Okay, so this is the feeling that I'm getting here. There's this fire inside of you that wants to come out, that wants to express itself, but you yourself is saying that, you know, it doesn't make any sense now, does it? Or maybe you're stopping yourself by saying, no, that's not really something that's logical to do. I should not be entertaining these thoughts. And if you have expressed it to other people, like I said, other people might be saying this to you too. Okay. Now, the thing is, when it comes to those of you who have careers, this is something that is intuitive that you're feeling. This feeling that you want to go out, you want to do something meaningful, you want to make impact in the world. We will look at the advice cards for you later on, but this is what I see that you might be experiencing for the rest of 2020. Now, for those of you who are in business, I do see around the same kind of pattern as those who have careers. There is a feeling here that something, you have had a business for quite some time. It's quite predictable in a sense that, okay, this business does give an inflow of returns when it comes to money, but it has ceased to give you fulfillment. And you know, some of you might feel that you're using your logic to fight for maintaining this business because that's the right thing to do. Some of you are finding ways to justify why you shouldn't continue with this business any longer, because there is this feeling that you want to change. You want to create a business that is sustainable. You have a great idea, something that could impact the world, and you want to do that. You want to create that business. You want to make an impact in the world. You want to do something different, something new. And again, like those who have, you know, who are coming to this reading in terms of career, there is this feeling that to start something new right now is like kind of like a crazy thing to do, with the Six of Swords being here. Again, this is something that is intuitive. This is something that you feel inside of you. It's not something that you thought up. It is not something that you created using your intellect. It's more of an intuitive thing. It's kind of like telling you, doing this is great, you're getting money out of it, but how are you impacting the world? Or you have something more to offer. There is something within you that you can offer, and it benefits what the world needs right now. It benefits other people. It is something that the world needs right now. This is something that you need to be doing. But obviously, with the King of Swords being here, you're trying to fight for, why I shouldn't be doing this. Or because of your fear is so great and your intuition is really strong in telling you, there's something that you really need to be doing, and that passion inside of you is really strong too. You are trying to create reasons why you shouldn't be doing this. Now let's take a look at Oracle cards, what the Oracle cards have to say. Emerging into grace, and it says, I open my soul to grace. Giving birth, very apt for this reading. I'm bringing forth new and dynamic energy in the world. What did I say? Soaring into joy, childlike wonder fills my life. Cherishing self, I accept and love myself. Whoa, very powerful here. Let me just say, I think because it's so similar between those who have careers and those in business, I'll just say this advice as like a combination of both. Those of you who have careers, those of you who have business, both of these apply to you similarly, okay? So emerging into grace talks about trusting God, opening yourself to good things, because you need to remember that good things come from God or good things come from the universe, depending on how you choose to see the world, in terms of your faith. If you open yourself to God's grace or the universe and its generosity, its natural state, the natural state of the universe is pure love and generosity. And if you open yourself to that grace, that is what actually gives you good fortune and wealth and stability. It's not exactly through your own energies. You can do the right things, but if you don't open yourself to grace, it's not the easiest thing to get wealth and abundance and what have you, as opposed to if you combine having the right tools, having the right mindset, and having trust in the universe, money and abundance and good things flow into your life more easily, more effortlessly. And giving birth here, like I said, is very apt for this reading. There is a sense of wanting to start something new, and you're bringing forth new and dynamic energy into the world by doing this something new, whether changing careers, whether it is creating a different business. You are changing the energy in the world. It's hard to believe that because you're just one person, you feel, but it's true. One person can impact the world greatly by impacting the people around them, and it's a ripple effect. Okay, so by you changing careers, maybe going into something that you're passionate about, or creating a business that changes how things are being done, how things are conducted in the world in a way that would benefit the world right now, you are creating dynamic energy and new dynamic energy in the world. Soaring into joy talks about childlike wonder. Here's the thing, when it comes to children, they don't really use their logical mind that much. Everything is possible to a child. Even flying off with balloons is possible to in a child's mind. So in order to attract prosperity, abundance, and ensuring that going into something new takes off really well for you despite the circumstances, is having the belief and the wonder of a child, whereby you believe anything is possible, because it's not just you, it's not just your efforts that are contributing to your success. It's the grace from the universe. It's the grace of God that's helping you through this process. And also cherishing the self. I accept and love myself. Here's the thing, I do feel that whatever it is that you've done before, whether it's in your work or in your business, you created it or you adopted it because it's something that's logical. It's not exactly you, but it's something that's logical. For example, in terms of career, you had always wanted to be an actor or an artist, but you take on a professional job because that's the logical thing to do. Okay. For example, you've always been passionate about using music to heal. You believe that music have the ability to heal, and that's the reason why you love music and you want to go into music. But because logic dictates that you choose something more practical, perhaps you go into maybe caring for children, being a teacher, which is also like healing in a way, or being a counselor, for example. That's a more relevant an example in relation to music. You're healing, you're helping people to see the light, you're helping pull people in the right direction. So due to logic, that is the career that you choose. Okay, but your true self, if someone is someone who wants to heal through music instead of healing through words and talking and using the logical mind to find a solution to something. Okay, so embrace yourself. Same goes with business. Perhaps you've always been passionate about art, for example, and you would love to sell art that makes people happy. You believe that art has the capacity to make people happy, but instead you create a business that's practical and logical, such as let's say a restaurant or a sundry shop, okay, or a delivery shop. It's something that's practical. But these cards are saying be true to yourself. If you've always loved something and you feel it's relevant and it can help the world, this is what the world needs right now, then go ahead and do it. This is something that you need to remember. God's grace is God, or the universe grace is something that helps to bring you through, okay, and gives you abundance, giving birth. You creating something new will create a different dynamic and energy in the world, soaring to joy, having this childlike wonder that anything is possible in the world will help you, make the transition. And also honor yourself, honor your passion, honor who you really are. The time is now to embrace who you really are, and it's time that your career and your business reflects who you truly are and your values. Okay, so thank you so much for those who chose this group. I hope this is beneficial to you. So I guess what's in store for you in 2020 is the opportunity to do so, or maybe this is the desire that you have that you would be dealing with in the rest of 2020. So whether you follow through with this or not is what the oracle cards advise you. So thank you so much, group 2, for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello group 3, if you picked the rose quartz, this is your reading. Let's take a look at what your cards have to say. First we have the moon card, we have the sun card, very interesting here, polar opposites. We have the 8 of wands, and we have the 2 of pentacles. We have a few oracle cards here, but we will look into that after we have gone through your tarot cards here. Now, let me take a look. I feel that the messages here are speaking to those who are still working. It's kind of like there's 2 groups here. There are those of you who are still working, but you have this desire to do something more on the side. It could be a business, it could be being involved in an NGO, it could be creating an NGO. It's something that is very, it's kind of like creating a change that you want to see in the world kind of thing, okay? So there's a second group here that this message is for, and that group is, it's kind of like there are those of you who have been let go from a job. Could be recently, could be quite some time, like a few weeks or a few months already, and there is this burning desire inside of you to do something that is meaningful, that is impactful. Like I said, something that's kind of like being the change that you wish to see in the world. Now, I have a feeling here for both camps, like for those of you who are still having a job, for those of you who have lost your job, this burning desire to be the change that you want to see in the world is there, but it's kind of like you are ignoring it. Okay, it's bright, it's hella bright. Okay, this is the sun, and there's a connection here between the sun and this individual. So I do feel that you know that you want to do something, you want to do this meaningful thing. Either it's a business that benefits people during this time, or you want to create an NGO, or you want to participate in an NGO in a big way, but you're pretending not to see it for some reason. For those of you who have been let go from a job, it's kind of like you insist on looking for a job. It's kind of like you're insisting on looking for another job that you will climb up the corporate ladder in. Okay, and it's not logical for me to devote all my time in this. I need to pay my bills. I need to get another job. I need to get a good paying job. Okay, I need to find the next job that can help me to pay the bills. And it's kind of like, why I'm saying this is because the Eight of Wands here, you see there's a tornado, all the wands are flying, and this is kind of self-inflicted. What I'm seeing here, you are creating this turmoil that is unnecessary. I do feel that if you are to embrace this feeling, this desire to create a change, you would be actually calmer. You wouldn't have this disruption, this disrupted feeling in your life. This is self-imposed, unfortunately, because you refuse to acknowledge this desire. Okay, you're giving so many kind of like reasons why you shouldn't. For those of you who have jobs, you're saying, oh, I need to concentrate on my job. I don't have the time to allocate to creating an NGO or being involved in an NGO or creating a side business that would help others. You're saying, you're giving the reasons that, hey, I need to balance my own finances. I don't have the money to create an NGO. I don't have the time to create an NGO, or I don't have the time to commit. I need to focus on my job because it's my job that's sustaining me financially. Same goes with those who don't have jobs, who have been let go from the jobs. You are saying that I need to focus on finding a job, not creating an NGO, not creating a business. I need something that is certain, that can cover my bases, that can pay the bills and maintain the lifestyle that I'm used to. Okay, so this is the thing that might be haunting you, that you're facing throughout the rest of 2020. There is this intense feeling, you should do something more than what you're doing right now, but you're choosing to ignore it because you are saying, it doesn't make any sense for me to spend time doing these other things. I should be focused on career. Now, let's take at the Oracle cards, what they have to say. The Oracle cards are saying, taking action. I enthusiastically embrace life's boundless possibilities and renewing your life. Radiant vitality is filling my life. So here's the thing. This is so blatant, so in your face. I get a feeling, I don't have the Nine of Swords here, but I think if I were to pull more cards, we would see the Nine of Swords. This is keeping you up at night. Or this is, like I said, haunting you. When you wake up, this is the thing that you're feeling. You feel there's something more that wants to come out of you, but you're trying to ignore it. Okay, so actually, what the cards are saying, take action. If you feel that, and declutter, removing clutter. If you feel that you don't have the time to devote to a side business, or devoting time to an NGO, or creating an NGO, then simplify your life. Lessen the time you spend scrolling on social media. Lessen the time you spend at work, because sometimes we spend time at work because we want to seem that we're doing a lot of work, or it's because we didn't manage our time. So manage your time well so that you have extra time. You can get your job done quickly and efficiently and effectively. If you are in a position where you have people underneath you or people that you manage and they're not being effective and efficient, you need to actually be more stern. You need to pull them in line and say, you guys are making a lot of mistakes. This is wasting time. I want things to be done effectively and efficiently. And by managing your people in this way, you will be less likely to waste your time putting out fires because of their inefficiency and their ineffectiveness. So this frees up time for you to be doing this thing on the side, whether it's a business or being involved in an NGO or creating an NGO. Okay, so simplify your life and take action. Take action. If you feel, this is different for a lot of you. For some of you, you might be really passionate about creating a change for kids, creating a change for single women or single mothers. There are those of you, I see animals, SPCA, so take action. Even if it's one time, tell yourself, okay, I want to volunteer this one time. I'm not committing to anything, I'm just doing this one time. But take action, and you will find that you will get the answer that you seek. Why is it that you have this burning desire to do this and be involved with this cause? Okay, so for those of you who are out of a job, okay, you've been let go, by all means, simplify your life, reduce your bills. And I feel I need to backtrack. What I'm seeing, what I'm sensing here is that it's not wrong for you to find a job, but it's almost like you're encouraged to find a job that doesn't require a lot of intellectual output. And I'm not saying that some jobs are lowly, it's just that it doesn't take a lot of your energy and time and focus. There are certain jobs, maybe like baristas or food deliveries, that yes, you focus on your job, you should be doing a good job, whatever job that you choose to do. You do a good job, but once you clock out, you don't have to deal with paperwork. You don't have to think about your job after you've clocked out. Okay, so by all means, look for a job, but look for a job that covers your bills and covers your basic needs, but doesn't take up a lot of time, so that you have the time to devote to creating a business or devote to being involved in an NGO or creating an NGO that champions the cause and the changes that you wish to see in the world. And the declutter card here, or the declutter card here, is saying that how can you survive on minimum wage is by decluttering the things that you don't need. Look around you. Are there things that you can sell that you're not using? Okay, are there bills that you can reduce? Maybe it's that subscription that you don't utilize anyways. That is something that you can let go, so your commitments are lower. Maybe you can declutter in a sense that you renegotiate with your banks and how you pay your financial commitments, and that you get a lower monthly payment plan, okay, to pay off your bank or financial commitments. So by decluttering and prioritizing what really is essential to you, not only do you require less financial maintenance, your attention is also not divided as much, okay? Because sometimes when we have that, for example, Netflix subscription, and we also have a subscription for books and what have you, if it's not essential and we take that out, our focus is not divided with, making full use of that Netflix subscription or full use of that book subscription. So it's freed up, your time is freed up for you to actually make impact in the world. Okay, so that is your reading group number 3. I hope that it benefits you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Hello to those who are in group number 4. This is your reading. Let's take a look at what your oracle and tarot cards have to say. I can tell you right off the bat here that this is more of a career reading rather than a business reading. Okay, so just so you guys know, those of you who are here because you have a business and you want to know what's in store for you, this is more of a career reading right here that I see. Now, the feeling that I'm getting here with the Queen of Cups is that you're probably in a situation whereby there are two types of situation here that I see. It could be that you are someone that is young, you just entered into the workforce, you are uncertain, but you are kind of like forced to be in the position to be matured in your job very quickly, or efficient and effective in your job very quickly. It's almost like you're being asked to do things that would have required time to master, but you're expected to be quick in learning and doing things that are having a responsibility really quickly, and you feel not ready for that. For others of you, you might have been in the workforce for quite some time, but you were maybe let go from a job, and so you've decided to do something different. Just take any job or do anything that can give you financial returns in order to support yourself. And it's kind of like you feel that you're a fish out of water. That's essentially the feeling that I'm getting here. It is a situation where somebody feels like a fish out of water. I'm an expert at numbers, at crunching numbers, but I have no idea how to do this thing because it's something new to you, okay? So essentially, regardless of which camp you fall in, whether you are someone who's new to the workforce and you're expected to take on big responsibilities very quickly or prematurely, or it could be someone who's been in the workforce but had to be let go, have to do something new, and you're not used to it. Like I said, essentially the feeling here is someone who feels like a fish out of water, someone who feels like they're out of their element. So there is an issue regarding confidence here that I see. Usually you would be confident. For example, if you're new to the workforce, you're probably a student, you're a good student, for example, you always get things done on time, your assignments, you're effective, you're efficient. But in this work, okay, because you're new and it's real world kind of things, real world kind of situation, and things happen and you feel like just as you're learning, you're already being asked to do something that affects other people, that affects the company, and it feels like a tall order, and you feel like it's very, very overwhelming, and you feel a lack of confidence. It's almost like, oh, if it's in a student school setting, I know what to do, but in a work setting, there's so many things that I'm trying to get used to, colleagues, bosses, my livelihood being dependent on my performance instead of, if you fail as a student, at most you repeat a paper. But in career, if you fail to do certain tasks, you could be let go of a job and you won't have money to support yourself. So it's kind of like the implications are bigger if you're not able to perform here. So that gives a sense of smallness to you. You feel small and you feel not confident. Same goes with those who are let go and they're trying something new. Like I said, there is this sense of not being confident because you feel out of your elements, basically. But like I mentioned this without even looking at the Six of Pentacles. Money is an issue. Money is the motivator. Money is the thing that makes you kind of like afraid in this situation. For those of you who are new and you're taking on big responsibilities, like I said, you're feeling unconfident because so much is riding on you being able to perform. If you're not able to perform, you won't have the money to sustain yourself. And for some of you, there are others who are relying on you. For some of you, you might even be the sole breadwinner at this point. Okay, so you might have parents relying on you to provide for them, or you might have brothers and sisters who are relying on you to provide for them, or you might even, it's very unlikely that you have children, but some of you might be young mothers, and you need this job, you need to perform in order for you to be able to sustain and support yourself and your child or children. Now, those of you who have had experience working but are forced to do something new in order to get money, same situation. There are people who are relying on you, or you have to rely on yourself. There's no one else that you can rely upon to support you and your family if you have family. So even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's you're not confident, you are scared, that you might not be able to deliver, and you might not be able to sustain this job or this business that you're doing in order to support your family. You're still doing it because there are people relying on you. So this is kind of like the dynamics that I'm getting here for you for the rest of 2020. There is this feeling of being fish out of water. There is issues with confidence, but you have to keep going. And it's kind of like a wheel. The more you're anxious about performing in order to get money to sustain yourself financially, the more you're prone to making mistakes, the more you feel the more you don't feel confident. The more you don't feel confident, the more mistakes you make, the more anxiousness you feel about, will I be able to sustain this job and keep up with the financial needs and what have you. It's kind of like a wheel. Yeah, you're anxious about keeping this job, but the more anxious you are, the less confident you are. The more mistakes you make, the less confident you are. So you get what I'm saying, right? So let's take a look at what the cards have to say. Expecting miracles. Miracles are blossoming in my life. So please, I would say, please ground yourself. Whether you are you're this person who's new in the workforce, or you're someone who's trying something new to get money, to earn money, please ground yourself, because I see that there's like this blooming bud here, but flowers can only bloom if they're getting everything that they need. Okay, they're getting enough sunlight, enough nutrients, they're getting enough water and what have you. You really need to ground yourself. Okay, because if you're not grounded, the more you feel anxious and what have you, the more mistakes you make, and the more at risk your job is. So ground yourself. When you are able to ground yourself, you will see changes in how you are able to conduct things, basically, and it will seem like a miracle. You will see the situation turning around. You are more efficient, you're more effective, you know what to do, your intuition helps you to know what to do. You have better communication skills because you're not so anxious. So it looks like a miraculous turnaround, but this is actually, it can come simply by you grounding yourself and not being so anxious. Okay, so that is your reading for those of you who chose pile number 4. I hope that this reading benefits you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one, guys. I also make other videos here. There are the pick a card readings that you can check out here. Once again, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!